before we dive into the Facebook Ads Manager, what we're going to do first is that we're going to come up with the ad creative. And some of you might be asking, why are we writing this on a notepad or a WordPad compared to, why don't we just write it straight away into the Ads Manager as we do along? Now, my simple explanation is that when you use the Facebook Ads Manager, you're going to find that some parts of it load rather slow, and when you backspace, you delete and make some editing, it's going to take you a couple of seconds for everything to load, so it might add up to the frustration. So this is kind of why I personally prefer to write everything in a notepad like what you're seeing right now. And when it comes to the ad creative afterwards, we're going to just copy and paste the contents into Facebook Ads Manager and be done with it. So here we are right now on a notepad, and you're going to see that this is PAS, and you're wondering what is this all about. Okay, now there are obviously many different ways to write your ad copy or how to do the copywriting for your Facebook ads, and I'm going to show you a simple tried and tested formula that you can practically follow and apply it to multiple types of offers in multiple types of niches and markets and industries. So PAS basically stands for problem, agitate, and solution. Now, for all the purpose of example, we're going to do this for a PDF book on social media marketing. Okay, we're going to give away an ebook on social media marketing. All right, we'll just keep it simple. And again, you can pretty much imagine this for your product or any other product that you would like to promote. But right now, our offer here is that we're going to give away a PDF book on social media marketing. Now, the novice would practically just talk straight away about the book, and while there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, you want to attract people that would gravitate towards your message, and the best way to do is we're going to qualify them. Right? We'll talk about a problem. Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to give you a heads up and a warning as well. This is a mistake that a lot of people do. They normally like to open up with a question. Okay, and you might be thinking, hey, what's wrong with that? Okay, so people might open up with something along the lines of, are you struggling with getting new leads and sales, okay, from social media? So you might be thinking right now, isn't this a very good opener? Isn't this what you typically see in landing page or a sales page for that matter? And yes, there's nothing wrong with putting this on a sales page or a landing page. That's because they are called direct response copy. But when it comes to social media marketing, when it comes to Facebook ads, most of the time your advertisement is going to be shown to a stone cold audience, people that have not heard of you before. And the myth about Facebook ads is that it is not laser targeted, it is only roughly targeted. In other words, Facebook is showing your advertisement to people that it thinks, okay, that's the keyword here, that it thinks are interested in it. All right. Now, what if people that are reading this right now and say, hey, I don't have a business, or I'm employed right now, or this has got nothing to do with me? So you can see that this is not going to rhyme with a lot of people, and you don't want to be direct about it. And it gets even more extreme in some cases and sensitive. Like, for example, are you a Christian? Okay, or okay, are you fat? All right, okay, I'm just putting that as an example. I know it sounds kind of insulting, but guess what? These are the traditional mistakes that a lot of advertisers are doing right now without realizing. So the thing here is that you do not want to open with a very direct question like this, because again, your advertisement is going out to people that have not heard of you before, and we're not even sure whether they are the right people for saying this. Again, Facebook is serving your advertisement to people that it thinks is interested in it, okay? And that might not be true. So you don't want to be writing this kind of words. Instead, you should be rephrasing it to a third party or indirect point of view. So I'm going to rephrase this one in particular right now. Instead of saying, are you struggling with getting new leads and sales from social media? We're going to put something a bit more neutral and say, thousands of business owners struggle with finding new leads and sales every day. So I basically turn this into a third party statement, and guess what? If people cannot relate to this, that's still fine. And for anyone that can relate to this, they'll keep on reading. Okay, so this is an example of how we talk about a problem. Okay, I'm not sure whether it's really thousands, it could be millions of business owners, but I'm just making this up right now. Okay, now for example, you're targeting something a bit more niche. Let's say your offer is only for people of Christians, all right, or Christian religious belief, okay? And we know that we do not know what kind of religion that your audience are practicing right now, but let's say you really are targeting only the Christians. So what you can say is that at maybe XYZ cell group, we help Christian youths to so on, okay? So this is how you get around this kind of like tricky, maybe slightly sensitive markets, but at the same time, you know that you want to talk to this audience and you don't want to offend anybody, all right? And the next one, I know this happens a lot in the health market. You don't want to be using words like fat, and even words like weight loss is a no-no on Facebook, okay? I'm not going to get into the exhaustive list of words that you can and cannot use, but I think it's safe to say that you want to be indirect, okay? And the best way to be indirect about it is to talk about a statement like this: thousands of business owners struggle with finding new leads. We have helped Christian youth to empower and so on. And maybe this one we can talk about in the last 5 years, I have personally coached and helped individuals of all shapes and sizes to transform their dream body. There we go. All right. So I know this is not exactly a problem, but if you're in a market where you don't want to talk about problem, you can actually talk about desire as well, okay? But the reason why I recommend that you go with talking about a problem most of the time, because like it or not, most people always make a buying decision to get away from a problem that they're stuck with, or they're just very fed up, versus buying into a desire. So that's just how marketing psychology really is. But if you want to open with a desire, that's totally okay as well. I'm just saying that most people usually gravitate towards a problem, and they're more interested in buying out of a problem than buying into a desire, okay? So with that said, any of this still works, and I'm just going to move on with the next part, okay? Agitate. Now, another traditional mistake that a lot of advertisers do is that they don't really drive the knife here or drill into the pain that people are experiencing. So agitate is more like a consequence of, because of that, okay? So normally you want to do like, because of that, as a result, okay? So what is costing people for not solving that problem? So let's take this example right now. Thousands of business owners struggle with finding new leads and sales every day. Now that is a problem, okay? But if you just stop here, they're not going to really feel it. You want them to feel what is costing them for not getting the new leads and sales, okay? What price are they paying right now? So I'm going to just add here, because of that, entrepreneurs find it tough to scale their business, and it's no surprise that every 9 in 10 businesses or every 9 in 10 people go out of business in 5 years, in the first 5 years, okay? So I know that you could pretty much improve this content, okay, in the first 5 years. There we go, all right? Something like that, okay? Now you can drill in a little bit more on the pain. You want to agitate it. You want to remind people what is costing them not to fix this problem, okay? Now let's have a look at the other. Okay, I won't use a Christian example here because I just made that one on the fly. And maybe we'll talk about the body transformation here, okay? As a result, most people are ashamed of their body. They lack self-esteem and can't be the best version of themselves. Even then, right, this is just an example I'm thinking on the fly right now, but I want you to spend a bit more time to drill in. What are they feeling right now for not solving that problem? Okay, so it could actually get a little bit more deep than what I'm writing here, but that's what agitation does, all right? And once you've done the agitation, only then we get into the solution. So this is the next part, all right? So you don't leave people hanging about their problem. You want to give them hope, okay? So basically this is what I call the hope aspect, all right? So like I said, I'm using an example of a PDF book on social media, so I use that as an example. This is why I wrote a PDF book called Social Media Secrets. Okay, I'm just making that up again. This is the culmination of my 5 years of online marketing experience. Could be more than that, it's totally up to you. And in the interest of demonstrating value, I am giving this book away for free. So after that, we put in the address here. Maybe it's your website.com//free book, okay, whatever this website address is, okay. Now, the reason why I say that in the interest of demonstrating value, I'm giving this book away for free, because here's the truth of the matter. A lot of people are giving stuff for the sake of giving away stuff, all right? There must be a reason, there's got to be a catch, and you want to let people know that there is a certain catch somehow. Why are you doing this, okay? In the interest of demonstrating value, I'm giving away this book for free, all right? So why am I doing this? Okay, why am I doing this? Truth be told, or rather, I find that there are a lot of self-anointed experts, okay, in quotes, that share half-baked and even dangerous advice that mislead other well-intentioned business owners. And I find it my moral obligation to show how it's really done. All right, so just come up with a reason why you're doing this and why should people listen to you. So this is a good part where you can just brag a little bit about your achievements or your perspective, okay? And then you can just do another call to action. Click here to get my PDF book. And then we'll just make a copy of the link again, all right? And there we go. That's it. So that's a PAS solution. Problem, agitate, solution. Now, at this point here, I'm just going to add something else. You will eventually be asked to add in what we call a headline. Now, the headline is not what you're thinking of right now. It's not something that appears at the top of the ad, but it appears at the bottom of the image or the video for your Facebook ad that we're going to do afterwards. So we're just going to call it something more straightforward. We're just going to call it free PDF book. Social media secrets. There we go. All right. And you're also going to be asked to add a description afterwards. This is optional, but this is the part where I would like to make a reminder or a call to action. Click on this post to claim your free download. Okay. And just one more thing I would like to add is that you can add emojis if you would like to. It's quite simple. All you need to do is just go to Google search this thing called emoji keyboard, and you can click practically any of this top results here, and yep, we can choose anyone that you want. There's a library of emojis you can choose from, or the fastest way is you just type search. Maybe I just type the word book inside, and I'll take a book cover, and I'm just going to paste it here, copy and paste. All right, and again, we're going to copy and paste this entire thing afterwards into the what I call the Facebook Ads Manager in another exercise or in another video. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce this right now, and as a rule of thumb, when you're writing all this, let me just add a few more footnotes before I end this video. First and foremost, I would recommend that you use 10 emojis or less. Now, you don't have to use all of it. You can put in a little bit, but I recommend that you put a maximum of 10 and no more than that, because anything more than that, your Facebook ad will look rather spammy. It's going to get a low quality score, that's my guess, and it won't look that good. Okay, just use a little bit of emojis, it's fine, like 2 or 3 or a few of it, that's okay. All right, now, how long or how short should your ad copy be? Now, the way I see it is that there's no real length, ideal length, but one thing's for sure, you don't want to be writing 2 or 3 lines, all right? Avoid 2-3 line ads, because this doesn't tell enough. And the truth of the matter is that Facebook is a learning machine. In fact, the more that you write into your ad copy, the more you're telling Facebook, this is the kind of audience that I am looking for, okay? So it's a lot preferable that you write at least a medium to a long post for your Facebook ad. And just to give you a sub-objective to it, 2,200 character limit if you want your ad on both FB and Instagram, okay? Now, if you write more than 2,200 characters, it can still show on Facebook. There's actually no true limit to it, but of course, at the same time, you don't want to write a lot of fluff. but I just want you to know that if you write more than 2,200 characters, it will not show up on Instagram because of the character limit, okay? So if you're particular about the character limit and you want your advertisement to show on both Facebook and Instagram, then you want to keep it 2,200 characters or below. So yeah, there you have it, okay? We've just got an ad copy. Let's not overthink this part. And like I said, there are practically a lot of formulas out there. I use quite a few formulas, but the PAS one is a pretty good one and time tested as well. And another heads up is that since I talked about not being too direct at the start, you should avoid using you and your too often, okay, in your ad copy. All right, so just a heads up, I'm not saying you can't use the word you and your, I'm just saying minimize that as well. And I normally save it for the call to action. So what do I mean by call to action is basically towards the end of the ad copy, you want to make an instruction and you want to make an assertive command that click here to go to whichever website that you're putting in, okay? So that's all there is to it. I'll see you in the next video and let's put the magic together.